don't think whether they really would be craving to have the judiciary being brought under the Attorney General. It suffices that the Attorney General is a member of the Judicial Service Commission, and from that position is able to advise on the issue of administration of justice. And also the fact that the Attorney General chairs the National Anti-Corruption Steering Campaign Steering Committee, which brings together the players in the justice sector, all of them. And without having to go to beginning to name all of them, that in itself places the office of the Attorney General in a very unique position to to run many of the functions that the AG's office is supposed to be. Law reform. Now you've just talked about the Honorable Murugara, Mr. Chairman, spoke about the asset recovery. Asset recovery is an agency that was created just the other day in 2009 when the Process of Crime and Anti-Money Laundering Act was enacted, and its operations placed under the Office of the Attorney General. Indeed, if you look at the Executive Order number 1, it is still there. It is still under the Office of the Attorney General. I don't think whether the Attorney General would want now to ask Parliament to bring more of this. But as you know, the responsibility to assign implementation of various laws is under the Constitution given to the President. And actually, some of it, like you may recall, when you enacted the Marriage Act the other day, you placed its administration under the Office of the Attorney General. Parliament actually did that, which is within its power to do. So I believe that what perhaps we need to do is to bring in policies that bring the Office of the Attorney General to its rightful place. And for me, my view, Mr. Chairman, for instance, is that the Attorney General's office, the state law office, should be like a premier law firm. It should be the place where even citizens would feel, inspired to visit to seek legal advice. I believe that kind of position has been eroded over the years, partly because of inadequate funding, and in fact, Mr. Chairman, the recent complaint from the Office of Attorney General has been that they train state councils, and they end up losing most of them to, most interesting, Mr. Chairman, to Parliament, to the judiciary, and to the ODPP. That is a matter that really the Attorney General should be able to address. It cannot be accepted that people will move from the state law office to go and work in the judiciary merely because maybe the remuneration is better, or the working conditions there is better, or go to the ODPP. But honourable members, because I will be making proposals on budgetary allocation, you just need to walk to that place. I have not been there, Mr. Chairman, for a long time, but when I went there, I wondered where it was that I was going to, because it looked like it's a very small place, but it is a place where there's so much that touches on almost every arm of government. Yet it has not received the kind of requisite attention that is necessary to give it pride of place. I will be pleading with members, particularly the National Assembly, to see to it that the other place is elevated, and even to retain qualified and experienced professional staff, and people feel inspired. You should, if you went to look at where they conduct marriages, it's like a small cubicle that nobody would even want to sit there for more than 20 minutes. You feel that you might find the cockroaches around. It's very pathetic. Mr. Chairman, there was a question by the Honorable Kosing, member for Pokot South, on the summoning of CSs. I think there is no conflict, because Article 125 talks of either House of Parliament or its committees can summon any person to appear before it to give information or evidence. Now, remember the argument, Mr. Chairman, which I have been raising over the years, has been when it says either House of Parliament, where does the House of Parliament sit? It sits in plenary. It's because there was the issue of committees. So I think all we need to do is just organize ourselves a little bit well so that everybody sticks to their mandate. I know the question being raised by the member for Pokot South is one that he has witnessed a lot of problems in dealing with. But I believe, Mr. Chairman, with you as a speaker, we will see a situation in which people stick to their lanes, so that what is for the National Assembly is the National Assembly, and what is for the Senate is for the Senate. But should there be concurrent, because there are those issues which are concurrent, the CSA should feel free to appear, before both houses. Mr. Chairman, finally, there was a question raised by the member for Saboti, the Honorable Caleb Amisi. It's like, of this system, is it working? Is the presidential system working? I think, given that we've had this constitution for the last 12 years or so, it is still work in progress. But we should not rush to change or try to fix this or the other until such time as we have fully implemented everything under the Constitution itself. But I think it is possible for everybody to obey the law. I mean, the Honorable Caleb Amisi, Mr. Chairman, was concerned about the executive particularly not respecting the other arms of government, the judiciary and parliament. But I want to say, well, sometimes it could be a matter of body chemistry. That maybe somebody felt that certain decisions were not favorable. But of course, the rule of law demands that whatever has been pronounced by the judiciary should be obeyed until annulled.